But what are you doing to really make sure that all veterans who have an idea and they don't know what to do, how they tap into this resource?
Yeah, so it's interesting, and I do want to reiterate, it's not intentional that it's one of America's best kept secret. It's just the way that the program and that the government, I guess, is structured. And, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the government, but I'm just saying that the U.S. Small Business Administration doesn't spend its budget to create awareness. It doesn't spend its budget you don't see any SBA commercials on the TV. You don't see any SBA ads or anything else of that nature, so on and so forth. The SBA has to get its words out through word of mouth and through outreach events and through things of that nature and so forth. But the fact of the matter is that after World War II, the data shows that 50% of those folks coming out of the military actually started a business. So this country was really grown and developed on the backs of those 50% of veterans coming out of World War II. They started all of these profitable business. Yeah. These were patriotic, service-minded, problem-solving individuals who left the military and said, I see a problem. I think I can solve that problem. I'm going to start a business. Oh, I see a problem. I think I can solve that problem. I'm going to start a business. But these were individuals who had great military skills and leadership skills and everything else necessary to be great entrepreneurs. They knew how to fry the chicken, but they didn't know how to be they didn't know how to own the chicken restaurant. So the SBA was founded in 1953 to help veterans start their businesses, to connect them to the training and education and access to capital. And in fact, the GI Bill at that time allowed them to use the GI Bill as startup capital, get their businesses up and running. So you can imagine the level of awareness that was in the marketplace after World War II. Everybody coming out of the military knew they had this GI Bill in their hand, and they can utilize that GI Bill to go out, get access to capital, and start a business. Employment was tough for folks coming out of the military as well. So it made sense to go start a business because it was hard to find jobs as well. Well, today, the GI Bill is not available as a source of capital, startup capital for your business. So the narrative is not out there. The noise level is not the same. So you literally have folks like me who came out of the military in 1991 and went to go buy my very first business, a gymnasium in Hollywood, California, and I had no idea about all of the SBA resources that were available. So as a result, I didn't know. Nobody counseled me and say, hey, Patrick, you need to create a Bell's team, a banker, an accountant, an insurance agent, and a lawyer, and surround yourself with these business advisors that can help you make business decisions. Nobody told me that there was such a thing as an EDC, Economic Development Corporation, where I can go down and do some research and learn about what's getting ready to happen in this part of the city, in this part of the community. Nobody told me that the SBA had programs where I could get access to capital and make it easy for me to purchase this existing gymnasium. Nobody told me that I could get in touch with an SBDC or SCORE mentor who could stand beside me and help me run this gym and get this gym rocking and rolling. That was not part of the conversation. So like most folks transitioning out of the military today, I just used what I knew. I reached in my hip pocket, used the brain power that I developed while I was in the military, and went out there and just did it. I just got it done. That's what we do when we wear the uniform. We learn how to just get it done. And we learn how to get it done on our own. But that's not the most efficient, effective, productive, smart way for an entrepreneur to start a business. Not when all of these free resources are available. I mean, absolutely free. And so today what we're doing is there are 31 veteran business outreach centers. We cover every military installation across the U.S. with the Boost to Business program in that transition assistance program for the Department of Defense. We teach these courses through Reboot off the base in and around those communities that don't have access to the military installation, even outside the continental U.S., in Germany and in Korea and in Italy and other places where U.S. military has a presence and folks are transitioning out of the military. We do outreach programs. We partner side by side with the SCORE, SBDC, and Women's Business Center. They provide their services to everyone who's interested in being a small business. And in that audience of everyone are some veterans, right? anywhere from 3 to 10% of the audience that they are working with are veterans, and they don't know that there's some unique veteran resources. For example, one of the resources that we have as a Veterans Business Outreach Center is there's a program called Veterans in Procurement. It's in Montgomery County, Virginia. And I guess it's Virginia. It's in the D.C. area, but right outside in Montgomery County, they offer a 4-day workshop where veterans can go and actually sit across the table from the federal agencies who are signing all these contracts and making all these contract decisions. And it's an absolutely free course. SCORE doesn't necessarily know how to get veterans to that course. SBDC doesn't know how to get them there. And Women's Business Center doesn't know how to get them there. The VBOX, the Veterans Business Outreach Center, we have that unique knowledge of how to get veterans in that contracting space and to get that unique contracting training. The Veterans and Procurement Program, VIP, run by a young lady by the name of Barbara Ash, has 4 different levels in that training. They have a basic training, they have an advanced training, they have an international training, and now they even have a commercial training to train folks how to get contracts with private companies like T-Mobile and American Airlines and other private companies who do large contracts and so forth.
So if you have a veteran out there right now that's thinking, man, this is like exactly what I'm looking for. What would you suggest that they do immediately?
So if you're a veteran out there right now and you're thinking about being self-employed or you're thinking about starting your own business, the best website in the world for small businesses is SBA.gov. Right. So start there. Start at SBA.gov. Look at all of the different resources that are available, period, through SBA.gov. And for you as a veteran, specifically go to SBAvets.force.com. SBA Vets, VETS, .force, FORCE.com. Go to SBAvets.force.com. That's where the Boost to Business program, that's the Boost to Business website. And click on, if you're a veteran and you're already out, click on the Boost to Business reboot calendar and find a reboot in your area. If you're still on active duty, then go to the Boost to Business calendar and find it there. But better yet, if you're on active duty, just contact your transition assistance manager and say, hey, this is the path that I want to take a look at. This is the course that I want to look at.
Okay, and tell me about your journey though, because you're a business owner. Like you said, you came out, you bought your fitness gym in California, right? So tell us about your journey and what led you to do the kind of work you're doing now, because really you're contracting with the Small Business Administration to actually deliver
That's correct.
these services to veterans here. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so not only am I contracted to deliver these courses through the Boost to Business program with the Small Business Administration, but I'm also the founder of a national conference known as the Business Beyond the Battlefield Conference. Okay. It's my belief and my passion that every last one of us have worn a uniform. We've been in business since the beginning of time, and our business was to protect the American way of life on the battlefields all around the world. That was our business. Now, whether we protected America's way of life because we sat behind a desk or we protected America's way of life actually in a foxhole somewhere, we all had that same mission to protect the American way of life. Well, we were all service-minded individuals, and we're still service-minded individuals. So we're still protecting the American way of life as business owners. So I call it business beyond the battlefield. We're not long. Our new battlefield is the business battlefield.
Okay.
And this conference, every year, it happens in October, and it happens here. It happens in Arlington, Texas, which is sort of the center of the country, making it easy for folks to come from the West Coast to get there and from the East Coast to get here. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is it brings together all of the resources that we've been talking about. SCORE is there, SBDC is there, Women's Business Center is there. SBA lending partners are all there. Mm-hmm. We have keynote speakers. We have breakout sessions, and the breakout sessions are taught in tracks. We have a basic training track for those folks who are just kicking tires and wanting to get started and want to get in that elementary education. Then we have an advanced individual track for those who are already in business, and maybe they have some tax concerns or they have some human resources concerns, some higher level business owners concerns. And we have breakout sessions on those tracks. And then we have contracting track for those who are looking to expand their business by winning government contracts. I just got a report from one of my directors at my Veterans Business Outreach Center in Nevada. They have a client that just won a $100 million, $500 contract with the Department of the Navy and so forth. This is the type of stuff that we do. And you get a chance to meet up to 300 to 400 veteran-owned businesses and military spouse business owners at Business Beyond the Battlefield conference in October every year. So
Okay.
that's part of my journey, and it's because I'm passionate about this.